Hello, I'm Lucy and I'm the owner of the Dodo Micropub, and this is a different point of view. I'm just testing things on YouTube. Let's see how it goes. So one of the questions I get asked a lot is how do you do your beer selection? So I thought, let's do a point of view of being a pub owner, ordering your beer. So you're planning ahead for what is to go on your beer menu. So we're a micropub. Clues in the title, we are a small independent pub, multi-award winning, I would add, and we have 6 beers on. So there's 3 cask ales and 3 keg beers. So your cask ales start at about 4%. Anything lower than 4% tends to not really go down well in the Dodo. Then I always have a pale ale on around 4.5, 4.6%. That is the ultimate sweet spot when it comes to drinking cask pale ales for the Dodo. And then the third cask ale will be a 5% IPA, hazy pale ale of some sort. So all very smashable, very easy drinking pale ale showcasing on the cask ale front. Then the keg beer, we always have a lager on. So actually one thing about the Dodo is we constantly rotate our beer and we will always fiercely support independent microbreweries. So that's one major factor in how I choose the beer that goes on our beer board in the Dodo Micropub. The lager is the one thing we don't rotate that often. I have maybe 2 or 3 lagers that I'll swap out because I just find that lager drinkers aren't that interested in ticking off different lager styles in the same way that beer drinkers are really interested in ticking off different beer styles. So 1 lager on keg always. A pale ale, normally a bit stronger than 4.8%. So still really drinkable, really smashable, but you're not gonna drink 5 pints of that in one night. And then the third keg will always be a dark beer or a sour or a double IPA. So the third keg line is always reserved for what I call the wild card. It's not really that wild, it's just slightly different. And then I will use a couple of suppliers. So we used to go direct to breweries when we first opened. So I first opened the Dodo in 2017, so a really long time ago, 9 years ago now. And we used to actually only run cask ale on our beer menu because cask ale will always be my preference. And then things changed and cask ale sales declined and we became 50-50 cold and fizzy versus naturally carbonated, fuller bodied, all that good stuff that you get in a cask of ale. So a couple of suppliers that I'll use now, I'll rotate between 3 main suppliers, and why I have come to that decision is because they will collect independent microbreweries all in one place for me. So it's literally like candy shop shopping. I can go, I'll pick this one from here, this one from here. They all have different terms for payment. That doesn't really drive my decision making for beer massively, if I'm honest, although if you're in a bit of a pickle, 30-day payment terms is good for cash flow reasons. I use 3 main distributors for pure ease. Delivery is easy. They follow delivery instructions. They're very pleasant to deal with. And I have a nice relationship with account managers. And that is about it. I rarely go direct to breweries now, because we're a micro pub, so we don't have a lot of space for storage. I can no longer afford to have empty barrels in the pub in any way, shape or form, or in our tiny little garden. So with distributors that I'm using regularly, they will obviously pick up as they drop off, and that means I have less clutter in the pub and more space for people to enjoy drinking. So let's take a look at one of the distributors and you can help me pick some beers. Or you can watch me pick beers. You're not really helping me pick beers. I tend to pick beers based on 9 years of observing what goes down really well in the space that I've created for people who I think are beer fans. So we're craft beer led, we're independent brewery led. So you won't see the big bog standard brands, and weirdly, super low ABV doesn't work. So anything that's like 3.4%, 3.6, always end up with wastage. And traditional beer styles like a nice Best Bitter, which I blooming love, if I'm honest, they just don't sell well down the Dodo, sadly. So if we have a bitter on, unfortunately, we're wasting like 20 odd pints of a cask. And if you know anything about hospitality, now is not the climate for wastage. Everything has to count now, because margins are super tight. We're getting taxed a lot more. And people don't have as much money to spend going out. So the challenge is survival, and that means your cash flow is managed really tightly. Your beer selection is based on what is going to sell. So, for example, I love imperial stouts as well. They do actually sell really well in the Dodo because we've created this posse of people who love ridiculously strong, ridiculously expensive, luxurious, unctuous, dark beers. But realistically, when it's 27 degrees outside, as much as I love drinking imperial stouts, whatever the weather, that is not the general pattern of the general public, or not even the general public, the people that come to the Dodo. So let's take a look at Pig's Ear, the beer distributor I'm going to go into, and probably take a look at Vertigo as well, and pick some beers that will keep us fully stocked for the bank holiday ahead and for maybe a week or two in advance. Okay, so here we are in Pig's Ear, the distributor. I'm probably going to restock most of this week's order in. We need a top-up of cask ales. All right, scroll through. So remember, we're looking for one at like 4%, 4.2. One is 4.5, 4.6. And then an IPA, stronger pale ale of some sort. Obviously, I can't taste every single beer that comes into the Dodo, so I will go off of like brewery reputation. And sometimes I'll also look up the beer on Untapped as well to see what other people are saying about it. Scrolly scroll. Try not to repeat our beers too often. This looks good. Hold on. We like North Riding. Everything I've had from North Riding Brewery tends to go down really well. Sometimes they give you a bit of a description on what the beer is. This one doesn't have too much of a description, so we go here and type it in. Yeah, 4.6%, decent rating on Untapped. So nice golden colour, probably go down really well. So let's add that into the basket. Okay, let's go back and look for that 4.5%, 4.6% sweet spot beer on cask. Do love the Colonel, probably one of my favourite breweries. Half Brick is an excellent beer, but it always reminds me of autumn. New Zealand pales tend to go down really well. They're always quite nice and fruity, sort of low bitterness on the New Zealand hop front. Right, that's a potential. Page 2. Aurora always goes down well, but we've just had Aurora on. That is one of the beers that I will repeat without any hesitation because it goes down really well. Lost in Strata. Let's just have a quick... So Lost Pier is another brewery that tends to go down really well in the Dodo. Lost in Strata, Lost Pier. Let's see what the people on Untapped are saying. 4.5. Fruity, utterly psychedelic, heady hop flavours. Blimmin' hate Untapped for that. Slight haze to it, not like full New England style. Quite acceptable. So let's go and add that one in as our 4.5. And then we need the 5% upwards on the cask front. I do like a bit of good chemistry. Mild, unfortunately, is one of those styles that would just end up with half a cask of wastage. Black Iris is always a good shout. Again, 6% is slightly too high on cask. This is a red amber, red ales. Again, potentially wastage. So we're gonna find 5% upwards. If we can't find it in Pig's Ear, don't worry, we've got other distributors that we can go to, remember. Just one last scroll. This is a blonde golden at 5%. I tend to prefer, and they go down a lot faster, New England styles, so the hazy, juicier pale ales, when you're hitting 5%-ish on cask. Almasty. Actually, Almasty are pretty solid, to be honest. And I've not had them on in a really long time. But these are the sort of things you just need to keep an eye on. So it says here, Pale Ale American 5%. And then the image says 4.5%. So we're gonna have a quick Google to see what it actually is percentage-wise. Because there's nothing worse than getting a cask in and you're like, this is my 5% cask, and then it's like 4.5. Then your beer menu is all shot and out the window. So Almasty Brewery Green is what the beer was called, and it's actually 4.5%. It's not 5%. So if I'd gone just on the basis of that, my beer menu would have been skewed. So I'm glad I double checked that. We keep scrolling. We're not mad. These things happen. That's a porter. So we might end up going to a different distributor for our stronger cask ale, and that is fine. So we're going to call it quits on the cask ale front there, but we do need some more keg beer as well. This is where I mainly tend to get my lager from. Now, the format we use is actually key keg, which is plastic recyclable. The main reason I used to use key keg was because they were camera approved. So the campaign for Real Ale, a story for another time. I no longer care about what camera want because they don't run my pub, although they would like to think, or some of the people in camera would like to think they do. So we ignore them, but I still use key keg only, just because of the way my keg lines are now set up. So we are looking for a stronger, hazy or West Coast style IPA here, and also a lager. This looks quite good from Stardust. IPA, New England, 6.6. Only one left, so that's a sign. Add it. Keller Pils is one of my rotating lager options. I've actually got Lucas currently plugged on though. So if I see that, then I will probably add that instead. This Gravity Well Termination Shock always goes down incredibly well. So I'm actually going to add that as well. It's been a while since I've seen that on our menu. We sometimes just like crowd pleasers, guys. Hellas from Lost and Grounded, always solid as well. So Lucas looks like it's out of stock. Let's go Lost and Grounded Hellas, because actually I had Keller Pils on recently. This is the other third swap out, and we're going to add 2 of those because the bank holiday is coming. Ta-da! Okay, excellent. Add empties collection, yes. So I have 5 casks to pick up and 3 key kegs. Charge service, but they are still almost half the price of my current commercial waste contractor. They're just so expensive. And again, the climate is not ridiculous expenses. You've got to cut the costs where you can. Okay. 3 key kegs, 5 casks to pick up. Beer, check out. Payment is due once it is confirmed. That is that. Then, remember we said we can go to different distributors. So Vertigo are the other guys that I tend to use quite a lot. So let's have a look at their list. Theirs is just a spreadsheet. Not just, I quite like a spreadsheet if I'm honest. And then we look for that magic word, which is key keg. So we are looking for a sour on key keg. Would be fun. Raspberry Berliner fruited sour they have. Beer de Saison always goes down really well, to be honest. Do love having the kernel in the pub as well. Apricot Saison or raspberry Saison. Both are really good. Let's just keep scrolling. IPA, double IPA, porter, London Black, Vienna Lager. Love a Vienna Lager, a darker lager. More sort of toasty, malty, biscuity, and then that nice bitter finish. So satisfying. Let's go to their cask menu and their small pack menu. Cask, we wanted a higher ABV cask of some sort. I'm liking the look of this cask ale. It's not the strong beer we're after, but it's solid. So it's red IPA or the N7 stronger pale ale. I think it's going to have to be Hamilton N7. So we go reply to sender. And TJ sent this one. Sometimes it's Ralph. Hi TJ. Hope all is well. Please can I get, and then we're going to drop in the order. So we want Hamilton N7 cask and want some of that good chemistry as well. Good chemistry. Lights cask. Let's add a Saison from the kernel. So my preference would be raspberry, but then I love raspberries. And sometimes the beer menu isn't just what I like. It works quite a lot, if I'm honest, but maybe we do a quick untap and see what rates highest. Beer de saison, kernel, apricot. So that is a 3.8 rating. They're probably going to be about the same because they're just blooming good beers. And they basically swap out the fruit, but they start with the same base mostly. Oh, the raspberry does just tip. That's 3.9 and that's 3.83. Let's go raspberry. Let's go with the gut reaction. That was Beer de saison raspberry. Let's just copy this. Can I copy this? Here we go. Kernel, Beer de saison, raspberry. Just to be clear, we put the format I'm after right at the end, just because I am a bit anal retentive like that. And then we're going to quickly browse their small pack to see if there's any sours that I can add. Passion for Peppo, passion fruit sour, 3.8%. A little bit expensive. Howling hops, fruit sour number 3, raspberry, kiwi, lemon. I think the kernel wins again with the sour option. So we go kernel, sour cherry 2024. I want a case of 24 330ml bottles. And I think that is enough beer to see us through the bank holiday. Send. That is the beer order done.